Hello everyone, it is the KFC and we're back with another video. This time we're going to be talking about Disney Plus's The Mandalorian. I really do love this series. This series is pretty cool actually. I really do love this because it is something new. Like, I've always been infatuated with the series. Like, there's been talks of a live action Star Wars series. We had an animated series for Star Wars like Clone Wars, Rebels, and heck, even The Resistance. But now we get to see something more real. Like, I have no problems with animation, but like, this is Star Wars. It is live action. So it's about time they finally had live action stuff. And it is by Jon Favreau, who, I really am a fan of his work. The last time I saw Iron Man, it was pretty cool. I haven't seen Iron Man 2, but I probably still need to rewatch Iron Man if it does hold up. But I do like Elf. It's an amazing film. I think it's very funny. I love The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book was pretty cool. And now he's made this. I really do think The Mandalorian is pretty cool. It's very interesting to see because it is something fresh for Star Wars. Because we haven't been getting fresh from Star Wars for a while now. Like, I'm not saying the fan service in these films are bad by any means. I'm not saying, like, they feel very corporate. I'm just saying I kind of wish they, like, stepped back a little bit. Like I kind of wish they restrained themselves a bit. The point is, I wanted something fresh. I wanted to stop, like, focusing on the stuff everyone loves, and instead let's get to something new. And that's what I like about The Mandalorian. It does new stuff. Well, at least it doesn't focus on the same things that we've always been used to. Like the Force. It isn't a major role in this one this time. With Clone Wars and Rebels, the Force has been very, influential in all their decisions. Like Ezra was a Jedi, the Clone Wars there was like 20 million Jedi. So in The Mandalorian, I'm glad they decided to lessen their focus on the Force, which is pretty cool. You don't really see many Force users in this one. You only see one. So that's what I like about this series. It really is nice that we're finally moving away from the Force a bit. Because, I know that's instrumental to Star Wars, but we also need to focus on some other stuff. I also like how they focus on the bounty hunter stuff. I thought that was pretty cool and interesting. Like, he's a bounty hunter, he's got to do stuff, he's gonna get paid, all of that. I like how the Mandalorian, a pretty badass bounty hunter, because he does talk, he isn't like very talkative or anything like that. He doesn't have an ego or anything. He's just there to do the job, get paid, get the most money and all that. But he also has a sense of honor, kind of like Jango Fett. That's what he reminds me of. I also like it how, like, they expanded my thoughts on Mandalorians more. Like, I used to just think, like, oh, Mandalorians all are on Mandalore. There's some that are, like, wearing jetpacks and all that. But no, it's more of this, like, that part is technically true, but there's also Mandalorians just aren't on Mandalore. They're, like, as said by the Mandalorian, they're a creed. They are a group, or I guess society, that's, all linked together by, their heritage or honor. That's what I like about it. That's my thoughts on it so far. Like, I guess after rewatching it, I will maybe come to a different conclusion, but that's kind of the sense I'm getting here. And I like that. I like how they're expanding my thoughts on Mandalorians, and I can't wait to see more of that in season 2. So that's what I like. They do reference some stuff in here, like, this is 5 years after Empire. They're gonna have to reference something at some point. But it's very few and very minimal. Like, they don't reference that many stuff. They don't name drop some characters. Like maybe they did, but, like, you don't think about them that much. You think about what is actually important, which is the characters, the story. That's what I like. They also did throw in some stuff in there that was pretty cool, actually. There were a few cameos. That is pretty cool. And the effects are pretty cool as well, because the effects actually they don't look bad. Like, I gotta say, like this is a smaller budget than, like, the movies, but I guess with what they got, that's all they needed. That's what I liked about The Mandalorian. I also like the score. The score is very different and unique because it isn't trying to imitate John Williams. It's actually trying to be its own thing this time. It's in its own kind of contained events. That's what I like about it. I also like its kind of Western kind of feel, this is a bounty hunter who's a Mandalorian. That part I find cool, They're hunting some people, and sometimes things don't go right. I also love how the adventures also seem kind of unique to what we have seen at this point, at least with the films. And here it's more of like they have their own side quests. That's what I like about this. You know, like there was a side quest of, oh yeah, we gotta help a village fight off against these thieves. Gotta help this group break out of prison. You know, like that's what I like about this. I really do like that. Or, oh, I gotta get an egg to, you know, to get some parts that these Jawas took away. Like, that's what I like. They had those little side quests, and it brings a little fresh of new air. Like, you know, their main plot lines are basically they have to go up against the Empire, basically. Like, but I like it how the Empire is very handled here. Like, they aren't just like, you know, this is 5 years after the Battle of Endor. They aren't as big as they used to be. But although they're smaller numbers, they still, that doesn't mean they're not as big as a threat, because, like, you know, there were episodes where there were like 30 of them. I'm like, I was really surprised. And there were death troopers, like, oh dear. And I also like it how in The Mandalorian, how real it is. Like, you know, real. Like, the animatronics, I really do like how they have animatronic. But I also like the gritty kind of feeling, because like the grittiness does sell the whole bounty hunter thing. The series, what it's going for is more of a kind of Western kind of feel, like, and I really do like how they're handling it with the grittiness as well. I really do like that. Also, Baby Yoda is adorable. What was I expecting? I've seen the memes before I saw this, and I gotta say, Baby Yoda did not disappoint. Like, I so happy, like every scene with Baby Yoda was adorable. So they better have merchandise soon. As soon as they have merchandise, I'm gonna get at least some form of Baby Yoda. I also like The Mandalorian was kind of interesting. Like on the outside, he's just like some quiet badass. Like he does talk, but like, you know, he's more like, I'm all about the mission and all that, you know, surviving. But he has his own kind of honor. He has his own tricks. Like that's what, like, he's very resourceful and all that. But I also like it how, you know, he doesn't trust many people because, you know, he's a Mandalorian. Like, you know, they have weapons are their religion, so like they always have a blaster ready for fire. But I also like it how, like, you know, he has, like, although he may be this on the outside, in the inside, he has this, you know, he has this past that, as we learn along, greatly affected what he becomes in the series. And I really do like that about him. I also like it how, with the Mandalorians, you know, because they have a strict code of honor and basically rules, you know, like, they can't take off their helmets and all that. Like, even though other Mandalorians take off their helmets, I guess this group is different because, like, it's shown me that there are different kinds of Mandalorians. That's why I like. Like, they expand the universe. That's what I like about the Star Wars, like, many of the Star Wars media. They start to expand how we perceive the universe and the stories here. Like, they really are expanding it. That's what I like about these new films, new series, and new books and all that. So that I appreciate. But yeah, those are basically my general thoughts on The Mandalorian. I hope I did not give away some major spoilers, because, like, I tried avoiding as much spoilers as I could. I just wanted to give you my first thoughts on The Mandalorian, because I've been watching this series for, like, a while now. Like, I watched the 2 episodes during winter break. Like, I kept watching more and more as the weeks went by. Like, I gradually was starting to complete the series until today. I saw the last 2 episodes, and I gotta say, I'm impressed with the series. I really do like it. The characters are pretty interesting. Like, we get some interesting characters like the Mandalorian and some other guys. I gotta say, I really do like the Mandalorian. It has its own feel to it. That's what I like about it. It feels fresh. You know, it has its own kind of score, has its own kind of story, where it's just about follows this Mandalorian with, you know, who's taking care of Baby Yoda. And he meets some comrades that are along the way, and eventually teams up with them in the final episodes. So that's what I like about it. It's very small, but because it's so small, they have a lot to work with. Like, they don't have to worry about big plot points. They can work with these smaller things, and then it can feel much bigger. Because I'm a firm believer that the small things can lead to giants. That's what I believe in. It can lead to huge stuff. So that's what I like about The Mandalorian. It's small, contained, it's its own kind of thing, And even though they do make references to other stuff because, you know, it's Star Wars, they gotta make some kind of reference. I really do think they handled it really well in this one because it's very minimal. And I gotta say, I love The Mandalorian, so I'll stop rambling right now. Those are my first thoughts on The Mandalorian. What do you guys think of The Mandalorian? Personally, like, I probably won't give my full review of this because I'm not good at reviewing TV shows. I'm better at reviewing films. Maybe that might improve, but I gotta say, I really am enjoying The Mandalorian. Go check it out. And yeah, I'm excited for the other Star Wars series, like Kenobi, or the Cassian series. I can't wait for Clone Wars Season 7. Let's go! But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and prepare for more... Alrighty, we'll just end this thing now, so... See you later.